Okay, cool. I can see a few viewers joining me. Hello and welcome. I'm sorry, it's going to be a bit of a rough start. I have not used Facebook Live before. I normally did a streaming software previously. There we go. Now I can see comments. Okay, Lorian, hi. All right, cool. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how Facebook Live works. Okay, I think I have figured it out. I can see me. Whoever is online, if you could just give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me properly. That would be great as I figure out this new platform. Comment moderation. Okay, well, we're just going to go for it and we're going to figure out as we go if this all worked. So to everybody who's here, I am so grateful to be back live again. I've really missed connecting in and doing these weekly sessions. I'm going to do them every Wednesday at 12:30, and I'm really going to not have any agenda about what I'm going to be speaking about, but rather just do a meditation before the session and really ask what it is that whoever is watching needs to hear. So if you're here today, I hope that this message resonates with you. If you miss the live, I will be sharing all of my recordings on my YouTube channel, so you can head over there. If you do, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because social media requires us to do this. All right, what else did I have set up in terms of admin? Okay, that's it. So if you would like to join weekly, you can head over to my website and you can add me to your calendar, and you will get a reminder every week that you can head over here on Wednesdays, 12:30, free for anybody to join. Also, if you have any requests or any things or topics that you'd like me to cover, please put them in the comments and I'll have a look at that, as well as on YouTube. Put them in the comments below. Right. So today, for our first live session, my question was, what do we all need to hear and what are we all collectively going through? And the message that came through very strongly for me was trusting in the unknown. So as humans, we like certainty, right? We like to know what the answers are before we take a step in our life. And when there are a lot of moving parts in our lives, when we don't feel that we are in control of our lives, it creates a lot of doubt, and we start doubting the wisdom of our choices. We start doubting the path that we have put ourselves on. We start doubting everything about ourselves because we need that certainty. So the message that came through quite strongly for me today was, where is the magic in the unknown? And how do we get comfortable in the unknown? Because it is a very uncomfortable place for human beings in general. So I'd like to share, I've got these beautiful new cards, which I'm so excited to be using, and I'd like to share what came through today. So the first is magic. Isn't that beautiful? Alchemy. Now what this represents is, alchemy is the ability to transform what we have, okay? To transform ourselves, to transform our expression. So our relationships, our work, our direction, okay? We have the ability on a daily basis to transform whatever it is that we want to, either within ourselves or within our outside world. And I believe that this is a ability and a power that we don't often use. Okay, sometimes it might intimidate us, and sometimes we just simply forget that we can. The second is motion, air. Okay, you just love these cards. I've had so much fun playing with them. So we're moving from the ability to transform ourselves, having the knowledge that we can, taking that power that is available to us, and then putting it in motion. Okay. And then the third, which really rounded off this message for me today, is dark matter, mystery. Let me just make sure that that is straight. Mystery, okay. So the mystery is the unknown. So we have the ability to dream what it is that we want to do, to envision who we want to be and where we want to go. And that is pretty much the exact moment when all the doubt creeps into our mind. Okay, well, how will I do that? Do I have the ability to do that? How long is it going to take? Will I fail? And I think we can probably transform, Lauren, yeah, yay for new cards. We can probably transform that idea of desiring something and the space in between where it's how it's going to take us to from when we make that decision to when we're going to get there and how we are going to get there. Right, so that is the unknown. So I'd like to talk about busyness and productivity. Now, when we are motivating ourselves to change from a place of fear, okay, because fear is uncertainty. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm uncertain, and therefore there's a lot of fear that surrounds that, okay? And what we tend to do is we need to feel that we're doing something, okay, that we're moving ourselves forward, either in our careers, our finances, our health, whichever area it may be for you. So then we get busy, okay, and we fill up our time with things that are making us feel that we're taking action, but they're not necessarily productive action. So there's a big difference between busyness and production and productivity. Now, productivity is a very conscious, focused, goal-orientated activity. Now, here's actually the crux of the message that came through for me today, which I found quite interesting and which I'm obviously reflecting on myself as well, which is when there is that space where we can't take action, either we have to wait for something or we've done as much as we can at this step, there is now a period of nothingness, okay, until the next shift takes place, until that next step takes place. And that nothingness, that unknown, is where we should be resting, living, experiencing. But that place is so uncomfortable for us that we have to retreat back and foot it up. We either foot it up with self-doubt, endless worry and anxiety, or of course, busyness. Okay. So how do we shift this? How do we find that balance between I'm moving forward in my goals, I'm moving forward in the areas that I want to transform and grow, but I'm also allowing it to unfold as it's supposed to be, okay? I'm not controlling every step of that way. Because as much as we like to believe that, you know, moving from place A to place B is a straight line, we know it's not. We know there's going to be hundreds of winding paths and steps until we get there, right? Now, that is because we meet new people, we get new information, we grow as people. So as we're moving towards our goals, as we're trying to manifest our dreams, okay, our careers, our health, our finances, our relationships, it is not a straight line. And we have to find the balance between surrendering to the mystery of how that is going to unfold, surrendering to the surprises of how, you know, the direction that our paths are going to take, and of course trusting that process, and at the same time knowing that we are doing what we need to do in order to move us forward. So we can do this in a couple of ways. The first of which is to not do this alone. So that thing, that unknown, that uncertainty, that doubt that creeps in, especially for the entrepreneurs who are watching, you know, when you're going it alone, all the decisions are on your shoulders, all the life choices are on your shoulders, and all the risk is on your shoulders. So that capacity for doubt is far greater. So how do you navigate that? How do you manage that? Something that's come up for me of late is, obviously I work for myself, and I've come from a lifetime of feeling that everything is on my shoulders, that I'm the architect of my own life. And while that is true, and while that's very empowering, what it left me doing was not asking for help, not asking for support, not sharing the burden. And it's not necessarily as, please can you help me with my accounting, or please can you design a brochure for me. Yes, we can reach out for things like that. But it's also reaching out to get support for the demons in our head, okay, when that doubt creeps in. And when we are in that space of the unknown, in that uncomfortable space, that is when we need to dig deep and call up the reminders of the power that we have. And now we can do that by consciously choosing to rest. And I'm going to share another beautiful card that came up. Right, look how beautiful she is. Swords is all about thoughts, actions, our mindsets. What is the quality of the world that you have created inside of yourself? Okay, is it a place of peace? Is your mind peaceful? Is your mind trusting? Or is your mind constantly badgering you with all those what ifs? What if I fail? What if I get judged? What if, what if, what if? And we need to take a break from that, okay? Because our minds are solution devices. Okay, that's what our minds do. They offer us solutions. So when we go, what if I fail? Our mind's going to go, I have an answer for that. And they're going to plague you with every single catastrophe you can possibly think of. Okay, so we have to take a rest from this desire of knowing. We have to take a rest from that constant busyness, okay? Because busyness is not productivity. And when you are comfortable with the fact that just for today, you have done as much as you can do, it is okay to pull back and rest and to be in that nothingness, to be in that place of curious anticipation. I like that, curious anticipation. We don't know how it's going to pan out. We don't know what the answers are. And you know, I was having this discussion last night about the purpose of life, and what. In fact, I followed up on a text message today, and what I said was, life is not a test; it is an adventure. And often we forget that we are moving, right? This beautiful air energy, this motion, this movement, that we have the freedom and we have the capacity to move. And when we want that certainty, when we are resisting that feeling of the unknown, we take away our choice. We take away our choice and our ability to change direction, to change our minds. And it's okay that we do. And personally, I've struggled with this quite a bit in my life. I'm a little bit of a control freak. I like certainty. And I like to create a plan that will ensure my goal, lands up exactly the way I wanted it to. But as I've grown and as I've softened, I've realized that that certainty is such a self-delusion. I don't know. But what I do know now is that I'm willing to enjoy the process of finding out. And that, as I said, is that beautiful middle ground between trust. So how do we combat that self-doubt, right? And I know everyone watching today and every human on the planet, that self-doubt, that having to constantly fight yourself, like, I'm not going to think those fearful thoughts. I'm not going to feel that way. I'm not going to be worried. I'm not going to be, anxious. When we are constantly having to fight our own experience of self, okay, I'm constantly fighting my anxiety. I'm constantly fighting my worries. We are taking ourselves away from a place of creativity. So my message today for everybody watching is we need to trust the unknown, and we need to trust that we don't, just because we can't see everything, because we can't see the exact outcome, doesn't mean that we're not moving towards it. And it also doesn't mean that that exact outcome is going to come to pass. It could be something a lot better. It could be something incredibly better. And to be comfortable in that trusting process, we have to look backwards and we have to go, I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the skills. So whatever happens in my future, I will know what to do at that time. Right now, in this absolute present moment, I don't have all the answers, and it's okay not to have all the answers. All right, we have to take a rest from control. Okay, we have to take a rest from trying to control our external environment. Okay, if that is resonating with everybody, yeah, currently they're in the unknown. So, Lauren, do you want to maybe quickly share what that unknown feels like to you? Okay, perhaps share it with everybody else who is watching. I know specifically on a broader scale, so much has changed in our lives. Industries have collapsed. Economies have changed drastically. And what I feel on a collective level is that it is this experience that we've all been going through for the last year because of COVID has really brought us back. It's brought us back to this present moment, and it's brought us back to the power that we have within ourselves, because we have to be brutally realistic, and that is that we have no power outside of ourselves. And that's not a fatalistic view. In fact, it's a very empowering view, because you can put all your focus on the busyness, on the drama, on the little ways we self-medicate ourselves to take away those feelings of anxiety and fear and rejection and everything else. Or what we can do is we can take that focus and that power within. And I mean, this is a subject I work with my clients a lot with. It's that shifting from external to internal. We have to reconnect to our inner strength. We have to connect to, let me reword that. Like we are so used to managing our outside lives so that we can get that certainty, so that we can get those guarantees. We need to take those managerial skills and we need to put it inside. We need to manage our thoughts, our reactions, our viewpoints, okay? And we need to understand that all of those elements within ourselves aren't us, okay? They're just how we operate, and we can change that operating system. And this unknown feeling is going to be presented to you, to me, to all of us a lot, okay? It's almost on a daily basis, right? And that is an opportunity for you to go into that feeling, that discomfort, okay? And to stay, to breathe, and to just feel what that discomfort is telling you, okay? Because the more we can practice being uncomfortable, weirdly enough, the more okay we are with being uncomfortable, and the less uncomfortable we become. That's a bit of a mind twister. All right, I'm just going to read out Lauren's thing. All right. The unknown for me currently is very much in the world of work. And rather than being anxious and worrying about it, I know that I need to take myself out. Okay, we're just chatting about that. To be comfortable in the unknown so that I can get my creativity back. I feel like this message was for me. Good. Okay, so Lauren, I'm glad you said creativity. When we are reacting to life, when we are not... Let me just take a step back here. There were a lot of messages that came through for me today, and I'm trying to jumble them all together. So the big theme was, of course, trusting the unknown. And how do we do that? How do we trust that unknown? And what's coming through for me is support and collaboration. All right, we need to reach out, rest, okay? And then that surrendering to the surprises, okay? So that period of rest is where we find our creativity. When we are lost in that frantic, trying to like fix everything and make ourselves impenetrable. And this is how we make ourselves impenetrable. I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to read every book on the subject. I'm going to watch every webinar I can. I'm going to, you know what I mean? I'm going to make myself better so that I won't fail, and I'm going to do it through busyness. So we also need to be, when I was talking about managing our inside operating system, we need to manage how we move ourselves forward. Am I going to move myself forward with focus and direction, or with busyness? Am I going to educate myself with something that is truly going to benefit me, or is it falling under that busyness category? Okay. As an example, I used to be like anal about information, right? So I knew what I was doing, and I knew I'd be doing online courses, and I'd be doing YouTube channels and all this kind of stuff. So I would spend hours and days watching all this information, YouTube videos, webinars, getting download books or whatever the case is, so that I could prepare myself for doing what I wanted to do, for moving myself forward towards my goal. And eventually what I realized was all of that was stopping me from doing action. Actually, what I was saying to myself is, I don't trust myself to succeed. I need somebody else's input. I need somebody else's wisdom. And it's fine to get information that you need, but don't get lost in it. Okay, so that's very much that busyness realm where, here we go, I'll use myself as an example again. You have an hour free. Do you frantically check your emails? Do you quickly watch, research something? Or do you go and watch a movie, lie on your bed, read a book, actually rest? Because I feel like, just getting back to what I was saying about the COVID, I feel like we have spent our current generation, okay, the last kind of 20, 30 years, I feel like we have been so focused on progress. We have almost trained ourselves to just be constantly moving. And now with COVID, we're being not only asked, but demanded of to stop moving, to only move with intent. And when we are not moving, we have to be still. And when we are still, enter the discomfort. So that place of creativity, that place of insight, that place of renewing, okay, I want you to think of rest not as slacking or as pausing in your goal, but it's a place of renewal. We renew our strength, our energy, our creativity. And in that space, we are able to get new insights. We are able to have new ideas. And we are also able to see where we might be erring. Okay, because when we are constantly looking for that certainty, we're constantly looking to squash that self-doubt. Weirdly enough, we actually create more necessity for self-doubt. And let me explain that. We have to be fluid enough. Okay, I'm going to come back to this motion card. All right, air. Air moves, air flows, and we need to flow. We need to flow through the really busy times and the really quiet times, through the challenging times. Okay, that's what resilience is, all right? We have to be in flow. And we can only be in that state when we are in flow with ourselves. Now, we are not machines. We are not robots. We are not perfect. And the entirety of life, we are never experts. We are always learning. So we are going to make mistakes. Mistakes are perfect because it readjusts us back to our path. We've obviously learned from the mistake. And when we are so focused on that control and gaining that certainty, we miss the wrong turns. Okay. It is in that place of quietness where we can reflect and we can readjust. And it's okay to readjust. You know, it's okay to have in fact, it is our honor to have that freedom to choose again. And when we are constantly fighting for that certainty, fighting for someone to tell us, for the universe, for our partners, for anything to tell us, yes, you will succeed. Yes, this will work out. Not only will it work out, but it'll work out now. Okay, that's another thing that I'm picking up now is that sense of time. When is it going to work out? I'm so tired. I've been doing this for so long. It's been such a long road. That fatigue is setting in. That doubt is just getting too big for me to manage. That is the time where we retreat to trust. That is the time that we manage ourselves. We go back and we give ourselves, whether it's a little bit of time every day or whether it's a set amount of time that you've now recognized that you need. That is not stopping. That is not failing. That is actually being massively brave and learning how to grow up, actually. Right? Growing up is the ability to honor our energy levels, to honor our needs, and to make no apologies for it. Okay, so there's this external pressure, I mean, if you think about every single TV advert, if you think about the finance houses, it's all about have certainty about your future, invest and know that everything is going to work out all right. Well, we don't know. We don't. So are you, just to start rounding this off, ask yourself if you are driving yourself forward, getting attached to certainty from a place of fear or from a place of creation and joy. Because hopefully the work that you're doing, the relationships that you're in, the projects that you are creating, hopefully all of those things you are doing from joy, from desire. And if that's why you're doing it, then why are you stopping yourself from enjoying the process. Okay, those are my thoughts for today. Okay, let me just quickly go through some comments before I close off. Okay, cool. Lauren's sharing that she is in the unknown, but she also knows that she needs a change of scenery. Yes. Okay, that self-management is that the umbrella of rest takes so many different things. The simple act of going for a walk and disconnecting from that doubt, from that fear, from that need to be safe. So if you would like to reflect on everything I've said today and kind of start implementing this in your life, I'd like you to connect in with that need for certainty, that need for control, and identify the underlying emotion behind it. And that emotion is fear-based. And I'm going to hesitate to guess that if you were to turn it into a sentence, it would be something along the lines of, I need to be safe. Tell me what's going to happen in my future so that I can be safe and I can breathe today, now. And I want you to take that self-reflection further and really see that the ability to breathe today, to be safe today, to feel today, to love and to connect today, happens today. It doesn't happen in some far-flung future where everything is perfect. Yeah. Okay. So your safety, your experience of joy, your sense of placement. So I'm not going to use the word safety or security. I'm rather going to say placements. Your place in the world, your solidness in the world. It comes from how you treat yourself today, in this moment. And how you allow yourself permission to see what's going to happen next. It's quite cool, actually, if you think about it. If we change our perspective to I need to know, I have to know, to I wonder what will happen. All right, it's a much lighter energy. It's a much more movement, freedom, opportunity way of navigating towards our lives, through our lives and through our relationships. Okay. So thank you, everybody. I'm sorry it was a little bit haphazard in the beginning. Hopefully I will get more used to using Facebook Live. As mentioned, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can head over to my Facebook page in future if you'd like to be on the live. Otherwise, enjoy the recording. And any questions or insights that you would like to share, comment below, and I will be sure to incorporate them. Thank you so much. That was the first live done. I was super nervous, I'm not going to lie. I had no idea how everything was working. And there were a lot of messages that came through today. So I hope that they bring you clarity. And above all, a sense of knowing that you are not in this alone. Okay, you're not. And everything that you are feeling, we all feel. And everything that you are doubting, we all doubt. Okay, enjoy the ride, enjoy the process. Life is an adventure. It's not a test. All right, thank you, everybody. If you want to sign up for next week's lives, head over to my website. Thank you so much and have the most beautiful, wonderful week. Thank you. Oh, Truman, I just saw you. Hi, Angel. All right, thank you, everybody. Much love. Bye.